Well, we had a severe cold snap last night and we have black ice everywhere today. And here you can see two blackbirds. That's the female, and the light is a bit strange because of the just because of the low angle of the sun. There's the male. See the yellow ring and the yellow beak, and he's black. Female's more brown. This will probably be a mating pair that will have chicks in the springtime. And there's food up there for them. And water, of course, as well, although the water is freezing all the time. It's very hard to... there's the female. See, all sorts of little bits of corn and things like that. They're not the only birds up there. There's the male again. But there's a Dunnock. There's both of them in the frame. I'm just trying to change the focus a few times because the light is so bad. Well, it's not so much the light as the contrast. They're in the shadows, but if I zoom out now a bit, you can see he's much more quite high contrast. See, so they're in the darkness there. So I have to leave the camera on auto for adjusting. But there you go, the male is a very handsome bird with the yellow ring around the eye. He's watching me. He's probably wondering, am I going to put more food out? But they're pretty relaxed. But there are other birds here. And some birds, of course, don't eat that kind of food. Some are insectivores and they have to find insects that might be hidden here in the trees. But all birds will try any kind of food when times get tough. These are tough times now, this cold weather. There's a male house sparrow. They're great because they eat all kinds of food. They eat seeds and they eat insects. And they huddle together as well, so they keep warm that way. But you can see so I think it got down to -5 last night, and there was snow this morning, and there's black ice now wherever. That's basically, you don't realise until you go skating on your back that you're walking across a layer of water. Because what happened was, it was to snow last night, and instead it rained, and the rain froze after it landed on the ground, and in the morning some snow fell, but then the sun came up and melted it. Oh, there he is again. That's a male house sparrow, beautiful bird. Very fond of them. You hear doves cooing, singing. Sorry, my terrible camera work. I'm joggling about. But this sunlight is really precious to them. It's basically what will keep them alive overnight. They need to be in the sun. They need the chance to hunt or forage for whatever they can get. And of course the blackbird is interesting because the blackbird is an insectivore primarily. But they will eat, like in this case, little bits of corn and bread crumb. Anything that gives them energy. So I'll be putting more food out for them. Anything that will help them get through this. This cold spell is expected to last a few weeks. Well, at least a week, but could last right up to Christmas. And now you can actually see there's a few of these guys here together. Look at that. 2 male house sparrows. There are females around as well. But these seem to be mostly males. I'm standing in the sunshine as much as possible, but the sun is barely getting over the house next door. It's just barely on the apex. And I mean, we're moving towards mid-December. It's only just over a week away to the shortest day of the year. Well, 2 weeks away, we'll say. When that happens, I mean, we could have a lot of cold weather this year, and this has been a properly cold winter, but the birds have not had to suffer such coldness in a while. We've had colder springs usually than we have had cold winters. Anyway, even I'm feeling the cold quite a bit, and it's probably the hottest part of the day. But it's about 2 degrees right now, and I've only just come out of the house, so I'll be going back in again to stay out of it. But it's a good opportunity to have a look and see what's going on with the birds while I'm putting out food for them. That bird's a blue tit. Doing the acrobatics. He's searching underneath every leaf on that bush looking for food. I can just see him there. He's moving about. It's a great time of year to see birds, but it's a very tough time of year for the birds. And the sun is already moving to go to set. There you go, and up in the trees here in the distance you can see jackdaws, is it? Oh, a rook. And a rook and I think it's a jackdaw together. Yeah, a rook and a jackdaw. I think there might be another jackdaw beneath the rook. Some rooks are very friendly with jackdaws. But they've been taking food as well. Oh, actually, I like that. Look at the shadow. That's the shadow of the blackbird walking on the roof. The shed roof. Yeah, oh. That's really nice. But he's sitting in the sun as much as possible and taking what food he can find. Anyway, when I put out a bit of food, you don't know what might show up. It could be very interesting what kind of birds start to come into the garden. This is exactly the conditions you need for seeing really interesting creatures.